And let's talk about guilt, because this is where most people get stuck. Guilt doesn't mean you're making the wrong decision. It usually means you're making a new one. When you start honoring your energy, people who benefited from you over giving might feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means the dynamic is changing. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Best Life by You, the podcast dedicated to helping you overcome challenges around nutrition, mindset, training, relationships, and all of the above. I'm your host, Julia, and today we are going to be talking about a topic that I typically have struggled with, and I know other people have struggled with, so I figured what better time than to talk about it now, especially with the new year. So the topic for today is when to say no and why it protects your energy. So today we're going to be talking about something that can completely change your mental health, your energy, and even your physical results. Learning when to say no. Most of us weren't taught to say no. We were taught to be helpful, to be agreeable, to not disappoint people. And over time, that turns into saying yes, even when we're exhausted, overwhelmed, or quietly resentful. So let's break down this in real life. You need to say no when saying yes leaves you depleted. For example, you've had a long work day. You plan to cook a balanced meal, go for a walk, and get to bed early. Then a last-minute invite comes in, and even though you're drained, you say yes because you don't want to seem difficult. The next day, you're tired, your nutrition is off, your workout gets skipped, and you feel frustrated with yourself. That wasn't a lack of discipline, that was an energy leak. Another time to say no is when something constantly pulls you away from your goals. Let's say you're trying to improve your health. You're working on consistency with meals, hydration, movement, so forth. But every weekend turns into overcommitting, which is literally me. Too many plans, late nights, no structure. Maybe it's, oh my gosh, I want to take this one class and then I want to finish up my workout and then I want to go ahead and go to church and volunteer at church. And then after that, I'm going to go I'm going to go get coffee with one of my friends who I haven't seen. And then let me go ahead and see and call one of my other friends I haven't spoken to. Let me make sure I meal prep, do laundry, go grocery shopping so I can meal prep, shower, wash my hair, shave, all that fun stuff. So if that sounds anything like you, that is literally me most weekends, minus like some of the things of volunteering and whatnot, because my schedule has changed. But just saying no to one social event doesn't mean you're antisocial and no one's going to like you. It means you're honoring the version of yourself you're trying to become. Say no when you're already at capacity. This might look like agreeing to extra work projects when your plate is already full, or always being the one person friends vent to even when you don't have the emotional space to hold it. You're allowed to say, I can't take this on right now. Burnout doesn't happen because we're weak. It happens because we ignore our limits and our boundaries. On a previous episode, I had spoken about boundaries, so this might sound very, very similar to the episode I spoke about before. But again, I want to reiterate this because this is still a conversation I'm having with clients, I'm having with my friends, and I'm having with myself. So half of these podcast episodes are really just a message for me to relate to you back for me to hear it. One of those things. So another powerful moment to say no is when something doesn't align with your values. Just because an opportunity is good doesn't mean it's good for you. I'll say that one more time. Just because an opportunity is good doesn't mean it's good for you. Just because someone expects access to you doesn't mean they're entitled to it. Situation leaves you feeling anxious, disconnected, or out of integrity. That is your sign. And let's talk about guilt, because this is where most people get stuck. Guilt doesn't mean you're making the wrong decision. It usually means you're making a new one. When you start honoring your energy, people who benefited from you over giving might feel uncomfortable. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It means the dynamic is changing. Here's what saying no can sound like in real life. I can't commit to that right now, but thank you for thinking of me. I need to protect my schedule this week. That doesn't work for me, and I'm okay with that. No long explanations and no over apologizing. And if any of those three are way too uncomfortable for you to say, you could just say, unfortunately, my schedule is really full right now, but at a later time, we can revisit that. Yes, you're semi leaving the door open, but right now you're like, yeah, no, I can't do this. I can't take it on. So please make sure that you are saying yes to yourself. Yes to rest. Yes to your health. Yes to growth. Yes to showing up fully invested instead of half empty. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you create space for something that actually fills you. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters. They help you decide what deserves your time, your energy, and your effort. And the more practice you have saying no, the easier it becomes, and the more aligned your life starts to feel. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and I will see you next week. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. If you would like to continue to get these episodes first thing, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel on YouTube and on Spotify under Best Life by You. If you're interested in working together, y'all can go ahead and visit bestlifebyyou.com/work with me, or go ahead and follow me on Instagram at NutriFitJulia. Send me a DM or just follow for more information, fun tips, and just a lot of humor. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Let's continue to live the best life by you.